September, the month WarioWare fans wasted 2 hours in. Oh, I can get behind a WarioWare or two, and WarioWare Get It Together was the first major new series entry in over a decade. Because this was mostly just a compilation of old content, this wasn't WarioWare, this was a game creation tool, this fucking stunk. The last one that was a full-blown new WarioWare was WarioWare Smooth Moves on the Wii back in 2007, so we were definitely overdue for this, even though looking at the timeline, it's not like we've ever gone that long without Wario-related content. And even when we did, we weren't alive for it. So bring on WarioWare Get It Together, a pretty standard WarioWare at its surface. 5-second microgames pop up and you have to complete them before time runs out, and then we move right on to the next one, and the further you get, the farther and harder they are. While in previous titles, each microgame would be completely different from each other playstyle-wise, this entry features all the core WarioWare characters you'd previously only see via cutscenes playable, some for the first time ever. Each character has their own unique movement, abilities, weaknesses, playstyle, all that, and you use them to complete the microgames now. The game will oftentimes shuffle which character you're playing as between microgames, which makes the experience undeniably hectic, as not only do you have to figure out what to do to beat the game, but how to do it as your character. Every microgame is beatable as all of the 20 characters, and many of their abilities can change how the microgame is beaten, how easy the microgame is, how you can help a second player since the entire campaign is playable in co-op. I gotta say, this is such a creative concept, and it really does feel like a worthwhile endeavor for the series, but it just doesn't have as much staying power as previous entries for me. I feel like the microgames aren't as crazy and wacky and unique as they once were, considering they have to accommodate 20 different characters playing them on a 2D plane. In older titles, each microgame could be more and more different from the last, but here, they're a little more restricted due to this new gimmick. It's not bad by any means, it's actually quite entertaining and interesting, but I felt more enthralled by other titles because of the sheer variety of microgames. While no two microgames feel the same here, they also can't be nearly as different to one another as they were previously. Now, to be fair, you have to approach each microgame differently with each of the 20 characters, which adds dozens of variants to each game. Completing a microgame as Wario was an entirely unique experience compared to completing it as 9V. So it's not a huge deal or anything, it's not like this is worse by any means. I love this concept, though I do prefer how a game like Smooth Moves was with its microgames, and hope this is a one and done with the next WarioWare being something else. I had fun here, but like most other WarioWares, I wish there was just a bit more. The story mode is over in 2 hours, and everything outside of it isn't much to write home about. Multiplayer is a big focus here, and there's loads of modes to try, but none of them really have a ton of staying power. They're cute distractions for a bit, but nothing I'm really ever gonna come back to. The main appeal of Get It Together is going for a high score, and while that is fun, I just feel like this game doesn't have enough meat on its bones in general. Playing through the campaign and trying out the multiplayer, I felt like I did everything I wanted to in the game, and that amounted to roughly 3.5 hours of playtime. I enjoyed my time with it, as short as it was. Not every game has to be 20+ hours long, especially not a WarioWare game. I just kinda wanted to see more pull me back in rather than the urge to just beat my high score, you know? Great to see WarioWare back with a fun new concept. I just think like for $50, you could do better. It feels more at home as a downloadable game for half that amount. That's right, I'm throwing in the towel, and I'm only gonna be playing games worthy of their price tag. First up, Sonic Colors Ultimate. I only have 2 towels, I'm not giving this one up.